Hey guys, it's me, Freddy Pop Collector, and welcome to episode 7 of Fixing Five Nights at Freddy's. For those of you who don't know, this is a 10-part series going through each of the FNAF games and explaining what I would change about them. Each game will have their own episode, and today's episode is episode 7, covering Five Nights at Freddy's Ultimate Custom Night. However, today's episode will be a little bit different because it's actually a collab with another YouTuber called Five Nights at Froakies. I'll let him go ahead and introduce himself.
Hey guys, my name's Five Nights at Froakies, and if you don't know me, I'm a FNAF YouTuber who does a lot of merch videos, similar to Freddy Pop Collector, so that's why I'm excited to be here today to talk about UCN and the things that I believe should change about the game to make it better. So yeah, without further ado, take it away, Freddy Pop.
As always, this video will be divided into 3 separate categories about stuff I would change: lore, gameplay, and other. So with the introduction out of the way, let's get into episode 7 of Fixing Five Nights at Freddy's. One of my biggest problems with UCN in the gameplay department is all the wasted potential it had, very similar to Sister Location. The new stuff Scott introduced was so awesome: the new voices, the new office skins, the new power-ups, the death coin, everything was awesome, but the old stuff, not much was done with it. Of course, we have old elements from other games like the mask from FNAF 2, the flashlight from FNAF 4, and the ventilation from FNAF 3 being just a few examples. But all the old stuff, nothing new is done with it. The map is the exact same as the FNAF 1 map. There's barely any cameras, the kitchen camera's still out, there's no vent cameras, you can't turn around to see Music Man like you can in FNAF 4. Small details like this just really take away from the gameplay. This is a smaller nitpick, but I don't really like that the animatronics can't attack you unless you pull up your camera. Nightmare, Fredbear, BB, JJ, Rockstar Chica, Freddy, Molten Freddy, Nightmare Balloon Boy, Ennard, and Springtrap, just to name a few. This becomes especially apparent when you run out of power and you're just sitting there waiting for an animatronic that doesn't involve camera flipping to attack you.
Another problem I have with the gameplay is how the game actually plays. To me, the game's really choppy and strange, and this is mainly because Scott Cawthon uses Click Team for every single one of his games. And while I think he's really skilled on it, and he's definitely mastered it, I think he was pushing it with UCN. UCN required so much, so many characters to be added, so much going on at one time, and you can really tell that he had to sacrifice a lot of the quality to be able to fit in a large quantity of characters. For example, a lot of the jump scares are missing frames, and when they do jump scare you, they're just one frame shaking around on the screen. But no, I don't think Scott needed to go out of his comfort zone and learn a whole new way to program, but I think he could have waited until a bigger company got a hold of the franchise. For example, Steelwool. Steelwool did an amazing job with FNAF VR, and if he had just waited for them to get a hold of the franchise and asked them to make UCN, they probably could have made a very smooth, awesome 3D game with every single character from the series without sacrificing any frames, without minimizing any importance of any character.
So with that wraps up our thoughts on gameplay changes. Let's move on to the lore section.
So for the lore portion of the game, I firmly believe that the main problem is how the lore is actually given to us. I'm personally not a big fan of the mini-games, or can I even call them mini-games? They're more of little slideshows that play. You've got the Samurai Foxy one, and then you've got the weird Toy Chica in High School one. And while these are funny at first encounter, I do believe that these are a big downside of the game, especially the fact that all the other games in the series had 8-bit minigames that were very mysterious, had creepy music in the background, and showed a lot of lore, but at the same time maintaining that old retro game feel. These weird anime style weird slideshow things just don't really capture Five Nights at Freddy's in my opinion, and really felt like a weird send-off to the series, when Scott could have done some amazing 8-bit minigames like he did in Pizzeria Simulator with the car minigame and the Fruity Maze minigame.
Something I've never understood about Ultimate Custom Night's lore is, are there more spirits present besides Cassidy? Voice lines from both Withered Bonnie and Ballora express that they are sentient and know what's going on around them, but they don't really know why they're there.
These are strange circumstances that have brought us together.
What is this new prison? Is it me trapped, or is it you? Perhaps it is us both.
It's something that's just briefly glossed over in the lore, and I don't really like that Scott didn't bring any attention to this.
Another thing I would change about the lore in this game is the canonicity of some characters. For some reason, Scott somehow found a way to make this game canon to the rest of the series, which is pretty cool. The whole purpose of it is that William Afton is stuck in some sort of hell or purgatory, where he's facing off against all the demons that he's created while they torture him endlessly. The one problem I have though is that there's a lot of non-canon characters that show up here, like Jacko Chica and Nightmare Mangle. And while, yeah, you can excuse those things because, you know, it's just a gameplay choice and not everything has to be taken to the extreme, I still find it weird, because why would William Afton know about those characters if they didn't actually exist in the series? And now I just have a few random things I want to say about UCN. To start off, a lot of the renders of the characters are really weird. The lighting does not seem right, as when they're put in the hallways or in the office, it does not seem like they're really there. It seems really lazy and rushed. Now, I don't think that's Scott's fault or anything, I just think he was in a rush when he made this game, and I think if he paced himself a little bit, he could have made the renders really nice and crispy, and made them really creepy even.
I know this would have been really hard to do, but with each office skin, I would really appreciate if the map around it changed as well. I know that would have required a lot of effort, but I think it definitely would be worth it in the end, and definitely a wonderful aesthetic choice.
And my final thing that I would change about UCN, and oh man is this one a doozy. Are you ready for it? It's the freaking Mr. Hippo cutscenes. Oh my god. I hate these! Okay, listen. They're funny the first time. Everyone's reaction is priceless when they first get jump scared by Mr. Hippo and he goes on some big boring monologue about his daily life with Orville. And it's funny and it's hilarious, but then it happens again. And you're like, okay, I've seen this before, I'm gonna skip it. But you can't skip it. You press escape and the game closes. But what happens when you reopen the game? You're probably thinking, no, it's fine, the cutscene will be over, I can just keep playing the game. No, it's still there. You have to sit through all, 7 minutes of that? No, I'm not sitting through that, okay? No, it's just not happening, okay? I'm uninstalling the game at that point, okay? Look, this is the one thing I would change about UCN. Forget everything else I said. If I could, I would only change this, just to remove the Mr. Hippo cutscenes, okay? Put them on YouTube, Scott. People can watch them there if they want, but not when I'm trying to play the game. Nah, because as soon as I get jump scared by that hippo, I'm deleting my Steam account. Alright, Freddy Pop Collector, I just want to say thanks for having me in the video. I hope everyone enjoyed watching. I definitely enjoyed going back and looking at UCN and discussing the things that maybe weren't so good, but could be changed. So yeah, until next time.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Froakie, and with that, that was fixing Five Nights at Freddy's Ultimate Custom Night. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to Froakie's channel as well. I'll leave a link in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.